Happy New Year to everyone. It is grey, chilly, has been a lot of rain this week. It has not been the funnest start to January, but that is always the case in the UK. Like, it's my birthday month, so there's always something a little bit fun about January, but it certainly feels like the bleak midwinter. It's not massively cold yet, but it's definitely grey. So grey. You do get very bored of these grey days, but anyway. So this is what I've been wearing this week. I'm going to start with one that's new to me, but it's an old perfume. In fact, someone I knew at university used to wear this. I think she bought it when I was with her. Where would that have been? It was in Ealing, but I can't remember. We went to some kind of shopping centre. A kind of Debenhams type place, and this is the one that she chose. So I got a little mini of this, and I kind of fell in love with the mini. And then I was like, I saw it on Direct Cosmetics. I think this was like £15 for 100ml because it has got a damaged box. So this is the Paul Smith for women, and this is the extreme version. So I have the original version of this, just the Paul Smith. That's the one that kind of in the dry down reminds me quite a lot of Flora Botanica. It's got tea in it. It's, I think, Freesia blackcurrant tea, quite woody. It's got a sharpness to it. It's got a brightness to it. It's kind of warm weathery. This one is thicker, much sweeter, but it definitely retains some of the original's scent profile. This was really interesting though, because I wore this week, wore it to work. This is, I mean, I really remember these so well, but this has like a screw top, which is why I couldn't find anything to fit the other bottle I have, because where are you supposed to get screw tops from that will fit any old bottles? There's something so beautiful about this perfume. Now, I might just be saying that because there's a lot of my favourite notes in this one, but also someone that I used to love, like used to wear this. And then it was weird because the dry down of it, it's very musky, it's quite sweet, and it really reminds me of a couple of things I already have. So, this is Paul Smith Extreme for Women, and I'm going to put it at this angle just so you get this cool bit here. So, Paul Smith, I will get the notes up for this extreme version. So it's, in the top notes, green tea, blackcurrant, bergamot, mandarin orange. Middle notes, cassia. So it's like cassis leaf, I think. Freesia, musk, lily of the valley. Base notes, cedar, sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli and amber. The patchouli is voted as being quite high in this one, but this doesn't come across like a very patchouli-y perfume to me. It's much more kind of woody, fruity and intensely musky. I definitely get a lot of that freesia. I get the freesia and the blackcurrant, which is one of the things that I love in perfumes. A lot of my old signatures and a lot of perfumes that I've loved over the years have both freesia and blackcurrant. There's normally something green in them, so we're getting that this time from the cassia leaf. Probably some of the patchouli is making this a little bit green. But there's like a slight kind of cozy aromatic vibe from the tea, but there's a lot of cedarwood in this. I don't get... I wouldn't describe this as like a sandalwoody perfume. I think there's more vetiver and much more cedar. So when I first spray this one out, it's a little bit... you get a punch of fruit. You've definitely got the very, very floral freesia, and it's got that... It's... Freesia-wise, it's a bit like the way that the freesia smells in something like Forever and Ever Dior. It's got that kind of fresh spring blossomy vibe about it, but it's within a much more syrupy perfume than that one. It's got a syrupy blackcurrant, much more syrupy than in the original. And there's a lot of cedar, and at first I did think, oh, maybe this one's a little bit too pencil shaving-y, but it kind of chills out in that respect. And then you get a lot of musk, and it doesn't list having vanilla in here, and it doesn't list like sugar or sweet notes, but it's pretty sweet to me in the dry down. And weirdly, there were two things I kept thinking of when this properly dried down, when I wore it for like a full day from the sprayer. Because obviously if you're trying it from like a little tiny mini, they're like little dabber bottles. You don't get the same big sprays. And I will add, I did have to overspray this one in this weather. I could actually smell it all day once I'd done that. I think I'd probably done like 12 sprays on skin and clothes. So the musk reminds me massively of, it's almost like the baby, the love child of 1881 by Cerruti and Oxygen by Lanvin. It has that sweet 90s and 2000s vibe, creamy, bar soapy kind of musk. Like pretty sweet. But it was kind of on the same level as the sweetness of the Lanvin Oxygen, but that one is more of a kind of cold, sugary sweetness. This one, the reason Cerruti came to mind as well is because that's kind of warmer, cozier, and a slightly vanillic musk in the bottom of that one. So it's somewhere between those two. That's what this dry downer reminded me of. So I was like, well, it's not really a surprise that I enjoy this perfume, because it has the top notes, the juicy notes, the floral notes of a lot of brighter perfumes that I like. La Belle Cerruti, for instance, which was my really long-term love. And then the Brocard, blackcurrant and tomato leaf, and then the Boom green tea cherry blossom. That one also has blackcurrant. That has, I think that one might have freesia, I can't remember. It's got quite a lot of rose. So it's got all of those, and then in the dry down it's got that kind of comforting, creamy, sweet, yummy musk, you know, and not like a screechy sharp musk, not like a, and it's clean but not in like a I mean, not in a shampoo or detergenty way. It's not that kind of musk. It's the bar soap, the actual creamy one, but not quite body lotion. But yeah, I really enjoyed wearing this. I think it's super pretty. I think I wish that the top notes kind of lasted a bit longer, because I have those other things that have such a similar musk in the dry down. And I think I'd probably generally reach for Oxygen before this one, because I just love that. I am putting this one up here, but yeah, let's put it over there in the corner. Maybe it's a bit thick for that. Might actually move this one down here for now. Okay. Oh, she was a bit sad. I should put it over there for now. Stop moving the bottles. All right. What are we going to put up on the top? Okay. All right. Chill Out from Oriflame. So I'm really getting through this one now, because I now have, let me just have a think about this. I've got, so I've got the original Montguerlain. I always say Montguerlain because it rhymes, but I don't think that's how you're supposed to say that word at all. So Montguerlain, either way. I've got Seductive Noir, and spoiler alert, I have the Montguerlain Intense on its way to me as part of my birthday prezi as well. So this one, it is kind of the weakest of that bunch in terms of it's the not the longest lasting, especially in cold weather, but it's also in a way the strongest in the lavender. It's kind of the most transparent in that it's the thinnest of them, if you see what I mean. It doesn't feel quite as creamy and cozy in that classic way, but I really like this one in the evening, and I really like it on my bed sheets, and I like it before bed. It really doesn't last long at all on clothing. It lasts a bit better on skin, weirdly, this one on me. But I just really like it. I've been wearing it a lot in the evenings, like just like putting it on 20 minutes before I go to bed or whatever, so I can just enjoy this smell. Because I'm kind of obsessed with lavender at the moment. I just need it because it's so grey and miserable. It's just so cozy. So they only give you lavender, vanilla and cedar as the notes in this one, but this one, unlike Seductive Noir, definitely has a bit more of that licoricey vibe that you get in the original Montguerlain. So I think, yeah, this one, it feels even more unisex than either of those two, if you see what I mean. And I think those two could easily be unisex, even though they lean a little bit feminine. This one, I think, is much more kind of slap bang in the middle. I absolutely love it. I'm just keeping this one next to my bed at the moment, so because I really don't need this many of the same kind of profile, but I do really like it. Let's push that one back there. It's a really cool bottle as well. I really like the Oriflame Chill Out bottles. And unlike a lot of other Oriflames I've tried and had, it does not have that kind of tar note in it, which is good. So I have not worn this little bad boy for ages. This is Hugo Boss, the Scent for Her Intense. So when I got all the samples of the Hugo Boss, I mean, this was like, was it 2 or 3 years ago now? I can't even remember. Time is meaningless nowadays at my age. So I think I liked the original and I liked Private Accord, but this was the one that I thought was kind of my favourite, you know. But then after that, I did also get the Pure Accord, which is the one that's osmanthus in the main and musk. So this is super pretty. I haven't worn it for ages, but I wore it for the whole day and I just didn't love it. And I just think I've got so many perfumes now. If I don't actually properly love something, there's not really much point in me having it. If I'm just like, yeah, that's all right. You know what it is? If I don't get the urge to reapply it throughout the day, I'm like, whatever. So I think I might pass this one on. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that I have the osmanthus version. So I've got the Pure Accord, which I think is super pretty, really wearable, like nice all year, but I particularly like it in warmer weather, especially springtime. And I've got the little sample of this. I've got the little samples of most of them actually now. I'm quite fussy about peach. Peach is not the easiest thing for me to wear. If I can recognise it as peach, it's a little bit like, sometimes it can just become a little bit irritating to me. So I might be passing this one on. I'm thinking about it still, but I'm probably going to pass this one on when I do my next proper declutter, just because, you know, it's the first time I've worn it in way over a year, and I wasn't bothered about reapplying it. So, you know, I don't think it's a love for me. One that is a love was a love from the moment it came into my collection. I have backups because I love this. Second Skin in cold weather. This is Stash SJP Unspoken. It never quite looks good in my lighting no matter what I do. I can't really get reflectors. There's no room in my bedroom to do it. But so SJP Stash Unspoken is the one that actually reminds me a little bit of Jo Malone's Scarlet Poppy, but with completely different fruity vibe, but a little bit closer to the original, but much nicer, I think, than the original. It's got less of like, I think I said there was like a white winey vibe in that one that I wasn't so keen on. This has top notes of quince, pink pepper, middle notes of honeysuckle, wisteria and peony, base notes of tonka bean, sandalwood, musk and olibanum. And I would say tonka bean is the strongest note, followed by sandalwood. Then you get the musk, a little bit of quince, a little bit of honeysuckle to me, this one, more so than peony and wisteria, and then like just a hint of olibanum, which is kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but I've got a sandalwood and olibanum perfume from it's called Shade. That's from Lush, and I don't know what it is. It's just so comforting and beautiful. It's got a very slight smokiness, but I mean, this doesn't smell particularly smoky. It just smells cozy. If like fluffy jumpers had a smell, it would be this to me. And this is the one that I wear because it also has a little bit, reminds me, but way sweeter, a little tiny bit of a kind of warm, wintry version of something like Katy Perry's Indie. So at this time of year, I tend to wear this one, and then when it warms up, I'll go back to Indie. I love them both, and they're both incredibly inexpensive in a way that I find insane. Like, I just can't understand how there are some perfumes that come out, like Versace, the Dylan Purple, for instance, that's like, what, 70 quid for 30ml, and I can get this 100ml bottle for £12. I cannot understand it. Like, I just don't get it, because those ones don't last very long either. This one's much better on it's all right on skin, to be fair, but it lasts a bit better on clothes. But I don't mind reapplying this all the time because it's so cheap. I've got a little rollerball I take to work when I wear this one to work. I just love it. It's just so delicious. Okay, so let's talk about, I had to wear it again because it's so lush. It's just beautiful. It is a very light, slightly transparent, and again, thin. Thin is the word I'd use for this. This is a Lalique Le Parfum. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So beautiful. Bottle is ridiculous. The bottle is a beast, but the perfume, not so much. The perfume, I can smell it for quite a long time, but I do think this is subtle. I don't know if that'll change when it kind of gets a little bit more, what's the word for it, a bit thicker, and it develops a bit more, you know, because there's so much vanilla in this. I imagine, as with other people's bottles, it's probably going to get a bit darker now the air's hit it. But I'm obsessed. I think it's so lush. I really, really love it. And I do genuinely think this is a really interesting and very easy to wear vanilla perfume for me. So it's not cloyingly sweet, but it is very sweet, but it's not super strong, so it's not really thick. It's got like this slight aromatic vibe in the same, and it really genuinely, it gives me that same vibe as things that have lavender in. So if you like kind of lavender and vanilla, I wouldn't be surprised if you like this perfume as well. If you like Lord of Misrule, which is like a super unusual green vanilla, then I think you probably like this one, but this one's kind of softer. Yeah, thin is the word. It doesn't smell creamy and thick. It just smells fresh. I mean, I can't really think until it gets super hot that there'll be many times a year where I wouldn't be happy to wear this one, if I'm honest. So yeah, if you like Goddess, if you like Green Lover, Eau Duel, Lord of Misrule, any of that kind of stuff, to a certain extent, if you like Mon Guerlain, then you might actually really enjoy this perfume. It's gorgeous. So the notes: West Indian bay, pink pepper and bergamot in the top. Middle notes are heliotrope, almond, jasmine. Base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood and patchouli. So I think it's lush, and I don't really know what else to say about it, because it definitely has a lot of the West Indian bay when you first spray it, but I think the more it dries down, the more it just turns into this kind of sugary vanilla, almost like sugary vanilla skin, with just a hint of something kind of indefinable that's slightly aromatic and interesting and slightly green just running through it. It's just, I'm so glad I got it. I really am so glad I got that one. I think it's so scrumptious. Let's put this one over here. It's a bit of a big boy, but it can live there for now. Oh yes, because the next things I've got are a bit smaller. So let's go for... well, no, let's do the big ones actually, because this is a new one. Hang on, let me get this up. So, random. This is Chantilly from Dana. Now, if you remember, I went to... I can't even remember what the shop's called. Is it called Beauty Care? Might be. There's a shop in Stratford Westfield Shopping Centre. Gosh, getting all these things from my brain. I feel like I'm probably talking really slowly. I went and had a sniff of loads of things, and they do a real range of stuff. They have loads of Al Rahab and all that kind of stuff there as well. But they also have kind of Coty, and they have Dana, but then they have all the Versace and the Gucci. They've got a real range, and they've got so many testers. It's so heavenly. It was so fun. It was really difficult to even review all that stuff because I just had tried so much in one day. But my memory of this is that I sprayed it and was like, whoa, I'm not sure about that. And then when it dried down, it became actually very, very pretty. And I saw it on Direct Cosmetics for cheap, and I was ordering this from there. So I thought, I'm just going to get this. Because I'm not going to lie, I love this bottle. And this is kind of magical, but it won't be for everyone at all. So, I mean, this is a seriously cool bottle, don't you think? I did actually have to peel off the sticker and then stick it back on because it was all over to one side and it was ruining the aesthetic of the bottle, which got on my nerves. But I love this bottle. I've got another of these old school powdery kind of soapy scents on its way to me from Fragrance X because there was something else I wanted to get and I could only get it from there. But this one, I love this bottle. Look how cool it is. It's so cool. It's a beautiful bottle. I'd happily put this in my display if I had any room. If I do another one of my Calax shelving cube bits up for perfumes, then I will put this one in there because I think it's great. So, Chantilly by Dana. This is Eau de Toilette. Lasts for a really long time though. How do I explain this perfume? I'm going to read you the notes and then I'll try to explain. It doesn't have top, middle and base. It's just got a ton of notes. So according to Fragrantica, Chantilly by Dana has citruses, benzoin, vanilla, leather, sandalwood, bergamot, spicy notes, ylang ylang, musk, oak moss, neroli, jasmine, cloves, orange blossom, tonka bean, rose and fruity notes. So This reminds me of a few things, but my general feeling of it is that it has a it smells like grandma's. Now, it doesn't smell, I'm not being insulting there. It smells like a grandma, and there's nothing wrong with smelling like a grandma. But it doesn't smell like a kind of feisty grandma. It doesn't smell like a Chanel number 5 grandma so much, you know. It smells more like a grandma who's just been making a lemon drizzle cake, who's getting ready to go to church, you know. Like cozy and clean, ladylike. But not at all vampy, you know. She's not a red lipstick and high heels, you know. She's not that kind of gran. She's probably wearing something slightly fluffy, and she gives the best cuddles. It's that kind of grandma smell. Because it definitely has a vintage scent, especially when you first spray it. It's quite lemony, but it's also quite sweet, and it's powdery. And it smacks a tiny bit of lemon from Coty, which is a very approachable, more soapy, easier to wear kind of version of something like Chanel number 5, but it's a much more approachable version of that kind of scent. It's not quite as beast mode. But this to me just smells like, it smells like baby powder, but like a grown-up version of that scent, if that makes sense. It's like, it doesn't actually smell like Johnson's baby powder, but it smells like a classy lady's talcum powder. It's got this kind of clean, laundry fresh, slightly soapy, slightly lemony, but like not at all tart. Almost like a sherbety lemon, and it doesn't go into cleaning product realm. But the more it dries down, the more it just smells like a beautiful, clean, mature lady. And I'm kind of digging this one, and I can see why people like this, because this is the kind of thing that, like, oh my goodness, if I sprayed this on my bedclothes, they'd be so cozy. And if I wore this before bed, it would be so cozy. So I kind of understand the appeal of this one. I think it's really cute. If you do not like any kind of vintagey scents, if you don't like anything that's in the realm of, oh my God, do you know what it really reminds me of? This is closer to like Chanel number 5 Le Eau, that kind of thing. So it still has a little element of that classic Chanel number 5 kind of feel to it. But it's kind of a bit lighter, a bit cleaner. It's not quite so mossy. It's not quite so kind of in your face. It's a bit lighter. Yeah. That's the kind of thing it is. I'm going to have to compare these two, because if this on my skin actually smells like that one, then I'll have to put that up on Fragrantica. So, because I think this cost me about £12 or £15. Yeah, there's something really charming. And again, like if you like things like Jovan Musk, Skin Musk, it is that kind of feel, but a bit more talcum powdery at the same time, a bit more baby powdery. It's also compared quite a lot to, I think the top vote might be Shalimar, the original Shalimar, I think. And I don't really know what that smells like, but I always thought that was more of a vanilla perfume. But what I will say is apparently a lot of people get kind of a rubber tired smell in that. And you get a tiny bit of that in here when you sprayed it, but it doesn't last. It's not something that hangs around. I wore this and I found it super easy to wear. I found it really cozy, really nice for the colder weather, just really cute, but definitely on the mature side. And I'm about to turn 42, so that's fine by me. I don't care about that. So I also wore Sticky Dates from Lush. Now they've finally added onto Fragrantica these new releases that they just did. So Sticky Dates, and as I said I would, I've put it into a little sprayer bottle. This is from Shein, and as you can see, they've they've ripped off the shape of the C bottles for this. I've just got a little thing on the bottom that says Lush Sticky Dates. Yes, this did not make me choke when I sprayed it out from here, but it's it is. Again, it's so weird that it doesn't actually seem to hang around for a very long time, because my goodness, it's so strong when you first spray it, like so crazy strong. So yeah, I mean, Sticky Dates smells like, what can I say? I mean, it smells like a sticky toffee pudding. That's just what it smells like. It smells like a sticky toffee pudding. It's got notes apparently of caramel, benzoin and sandalwood. And I don't really have a huge amount more to say about this than I've already said. Pretty much the only time I'm ever going to get the urge to wear this is when I've had a shower in cold weather and I've used sticky dates in the shower, and that's when I used this. And I just sprayed it out from here, just a little bit on me. I enjoyed it in the evening, and then I went to bed, and I think by the time I'd gone to bed I couldn't really smell it much anymore, which is perfect because it's so sweet. A lot of people are going to find sticky dates way too sweet. I personally think it's really nice. Well, trying not to give Chantilly too much shine there, but I think what I might do, I might consider putting what's left of this, because I think this is a 30ml bottle and this is a 200ml sprayer. I might put this one up on eBay in case anyone else wants it, because the chances of me getting through this before like this actually goes bad are slim to none. It is so strong when I spray it. I don't ever want to wear this for the full day because it's way too sweet for that. I won't be able to wear it in hotter weather. It's a very specific kind of vibe for me. It's very much, oh, I've used it and it smells like a sticky toffee pudding in the shower, and when I get out I just want to carry that scent on, because I mean, it's sad to say actually, because I got a massive bottle of Sleepy shower gel from Lush for Christmas. That one, literally, as soon as I've washed it off, I can't smell it anymore, and that did not used to be the case. That used to stay with me, that smell. So yeah, but this one I probably don't. I probably don't need this big bottle. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I could do like smaller decants for people who want it, but I don't really have time to do that. So I think I might just put what's left of this, because there's still so much left of it, onto eBay, and then I can just keep this decant, and that is more than enough for me. So, I also wore again, because like I said, I'm obsessed with lavender at the moment. Burberry Goddess. This is another one where I have a little 30ml winging its way from me. I waited until I could find it for a good price. My Origins is where I actually ordered this and the Mongolane Intense, because I'm getting some money for my birthday, and normally, as you know, I wouldn't be spending like 40 something pounds on 30ml bottles, because I can get 100ml of something for 30 quid, you know, of something amazing. But I have fallen in love with this. I can't help it, and I do really like wearing this. It definitely had, I mean, it's got like that strange kind of bitter's not the word, but like that slight woody ginger in it. But it's got it's so pretty, this one. Like, it's a really pretty, easy to wear perfume, and I understand why people like this so much. Totally get it. And it's super rare for me to like new releases, so that's actually kind of nice that I enjoy that one. Maybe I'll put that one there so we can see her. So if there's just, where is the space? I could put it flat, but that'll have to do. So then, New Year, I put a picture up anyway, so you guys probably know I wore this. I've had to order a little, also from my Origins, I've ordered a little pen spray of this Lolita Lempicka Le Parfum, because I want to wear this to work, but I do not want to take this bottle. I'm not going to risk it in my bag. Oh God, I love this perfume. Lolita Lempicka Le Parfum. I noticed, interestingly, on the old Fragrantica, and I'd actually already seen it on the Lolita Lempicka website, so it was nice to see it popping up on Fragrantica. They've got a limited edition version. According to their website, it's exactly the same. It's not a different perfume. It's got exactly the same notes as this one, according to them. But for some reason on Fragrantica it says absinthe, and I feel like that might be a mistake. I think it's supposed to be anise. But anyway, they've got this amazing kind of deep purple blue bottle. And oh my goodness, there's a part of me that wants it so bad, but that would be madness, because I have this. I've not made a huge dent in it. I will wear this more as soon as I can actually take the pen spray with me places. I love this perfume. This is definitely in my favourite perfumes for life now. There's something so magical about this. I really like the Mon Premier version as well. But this is the one for me, because this perfume makes me feel so sexy. Really, really sexy. Very, very, like, beautiful. Like, I just think this perfume is heavenly. So it's top notes of anise and cherry, middle notes of violet and orris fruit, base notes of licorice, white musk and tonka bean. I feel like there's more in this perfume. This is just the 2021, so it's Lolita Le Parfum 2021, which is the one I've got. It's probably got like ivy and loads of the stuff from the original perfume, but like in a vegan form, so it doesn't smell exactly the same. But the musk in here is so sexy. It's honestly, I just don't know what it is, but I absolutely instantly feel like an absolute vixen as soon as I put this on. My husband really likes this one. I think it's amazing. This is like top of my list of date night perfumes. I might do my probably quite individualistic list of what I choose to wear on dates, you know. I might do that because Valentine's is coming up next month, so maybe I'll try and get that done for February. But yeah, I just think this is just heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. It's got noticeable licorice, noticeable anise. You can notice the cherry, you can notice the violet. Little bit of iris and a huge amount of tonka bean that gives it this stunning sweetness, but that musk is just out of this world. It's just beautiful. I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed, and I'm sad that I haven't had this in my life for much longer, but I'm also glad that I managed to get this version when they re-released these bottles. Just lovely. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so if you like the sound of this, but you aren't mad for licorice and anise, then the Mon Premier version, which is way cheaper and easier to find, which is in the kind of more angular bottles that they brought out, it's very similar to this, but there's less of the musk, there's less of the licorice and the anise, and there's much more of the cherry and much more of the praline, so it's more syrupy and sweeter. So that one is a real cold weather one for me, and it is, trust me, if you wear that out when it's kind of like freezing weather, it smells unbelievable. So that's the one that I turn to just for everyday wear, and that one's easy to take. You know, I don't mind decanting that and taking it to work because it's a normal spray bottle, but this is too special, which is why I've ordered the little thing. I forgot to say the notes of Burberry Goddess, but you guys probably already know this. So vanilla, lavender, cocoa and ginger in the top, or cacao I should say. Middle notes, vanilla caviar. Base notes, vanilla absolute. So it doesn't smell exactly the same as Mon Guerlain at all. And it's kind of got a bit of a different vibe. But I think they do have a similar kind of vanilla. I think because it's got lavender and then it's got the vanilla, I feel like I could reach for either of them if I'm wanting that kind of cozy lavender vanilla, even though they are quite different vibes to me. This one's way more girly. This one's kind of sexier. And Mon Guerlain is more kind of cozy and just, it's a bit friendlier. I don't know if that's right. And slightly cooler. This one's definitely warmer because of that kind of warm, spicy, gingery vibe. It feels less purple, if that makes sense. I feel like Mon Guerlain feels a bit more purple. I think there's more lavender in it. It's got a slightly cooler tone, even though it's still really cozy. This one is very warm, cozy, and this is something that I would really am looking forward to wearing Burberry Brit in like warmer weather. Whereas I think Mon Guerlain is probably a slightly cooler weather one for me. But they're just both so yummy. I mean, you know, not to go against my cheapy roots, but so I hope that so far you're enjoying the frugal January. I am realising frugal February would have sounded much better, but skint January just felt wrong, you know, so I went for frugal. But I've got a few more things coming up. I've got some really random little hauls, some really random little things, and then probably, I'm not sure when I'm going to get time to do it, but I will do a little video of my favourite cheapies, and that will probably that'll have come out in February, I imagine, at this point. But yeah, so when I've finished my hauls and stuff, I'll make a little video about that. So, well, I've just given myself two more videos to make, haven't I? I've got my favourite cheapies and my favourite date nights, but we'll see what I actually have time to do. Guys, I welcome to 2024. I hope that you are having a good one so far. It's obviously very early days. I've now got to go and make a tagine. My friend gave us, I mean, actually, it was supposed to be our wedding present, but she managed to delay it so long that we got it for Christmas. But she got me like this hamper of all this cool stuff, and I was like, ooh, preserved lemons, someone's making a tagine. So I'm going to do that, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you like my videos and you like listening to me rambling on, please do consider subscribing or liking my videos, and tell me what you've been wearing. Tell me if you've got any of these. Let me know how you feel about what I've got here, and if there's anything you love or hate. I don't take it personally if you don't like my perfumes. So thanks for watching, guys. You're all awesome, and I will see you next week. Bye.